David Hatton starting at the front of the field in that familiar black and lime green car. Garen Batten starting alongside him on the front row with John McClintock. So there ones to watch out for. Doppelsberger in 6th as well. Keep an eye out on here as we're about to get underway for race 3 in Barcelona. Away they go. A little bit of wheel spin from both the cars off the front row, but looks like Hatton has gotten away cleanly. Could be John McClintock, who is challenging Garen Batten down the outside towards turn 1. Tero Tireless and Matt Cook trying to slot into place as well. Doppelsberger down the inside, but it is Hatton who leads the field away, and John McClintock goes very wide at turn 1. And at the back of the field, there's quite a big incident. We'll try and see who made it through and who was involved in that. Up at the front of the field, it's David Hatton away cleanly. And John McClintock still going absolutely side by side with Sam Watley for 3rd place. Tim Ellis right behind them as well. Oh, and John McClintock gets the punt there from Sam Watley, and he ends up in the gravel. That's not how we wanted this race to go.
I was just checking the replay for you there, Chris, at the start. So it was actually Alex Van Gien who punted Gregory Leader, and he actually flipped off into the gravel at the first corner. So big incident for him. Wow,
so dramatic start once again. But Danny Henny's flown up the order. He's in 9th place at the end of lap 1 from 26th on the grid. Astonishing, as he's lined up with Alex Van Gien, I think that is. He's going past Andy Flagg as well. So that's now 8th place for Henny. Could he end up on the podium?
He's certainly got enough pace, and he did manage to make it through that first corner carnage quite well. So, yeah, watch out for him. He's got Silver and Ellis ahead. Ellis won't be easy to pass, though.
So a complete reversal of fortunes in this race for Danny Henny. I'll just give you a rundown of the order. It's David Hatton who leads by 1.7 seconds ahead of Garen Batten. Dobbelsberger's made his way up into 3rd place now, and if he can get past Batten quickly, he might be able to challenge Hatton later in the race. Matt Cook is in 4th place, and then John Langan. Tim Ellis, championship leader, in 6th place. Dan Silver ahead of Danny Henny, as we mentioned. Andy Flagg and Alex Van Gien complete the top 10. And then Stephen Williams and Lucas Raskowitz, some of our contenders from earlier on, have just sitting outside the top 10. Brian Boomsma has made really good progress up the field as well, from above the 40th on the grid, I think it was. He's now in 17th.
And another guy who's doing very well is Matt Trumpets. He, one of our panelists again. He's inside the top 20. He's fantastic in P20. This is a great evening for him.
Absolutely. Worth mentioning, Luca Harrison has gotten away cleanly as well. He's in 23rd place. Henny, though, is about to make another move. It's 7th place coming his way as he moves past Dan Silver down the front straight, and Andy Flagg looking to follow in his footsteps, and he just breezes past. I think Silver might have just waved him by. Actually, he knows that he's not in a fight with Danny Henny tonight. So the next man up the road for him is his title rival, Tim Ellis, 2.7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, he also let Flagg past as well. So Flagg is hanging on the coattails of Henny. So if Henny's making good progress, then Flagg is going to go on for a good result as well.
Battle for 2nd place about to kick off as Garen Batten is coming under big pressure from Alexander Dobbelsberger. They're 2.6 seconds behind David Hatton, and Dobbelsberger knows that he needs to make this move very quickly if he wants any chance of challenging Hatton later in this race, because every second that he sits behind Batten, he's losing time to the inaugural Formula Renault Challenge champion. Down towards turn 10, there's no way through for Dobbelsberger on this occasion. That fantastic black and white Ace of Spades livery that he's run since the first race of the Formula Renault Challenge 2 seasons ago has become a very familiar colour scheme and name in this championship. But surely as they come through the chicane, he's going to have a run down into turn 1. Worth mentioning Matt Cook and John Langan just behind them, getting very close together. Tim Ellis has joined the fight now, actually, but for 2nd place, it looks like Dobbelsberger's about to find his way through. Batten moved over, but Dobbelsberger found the inside line before he could get over to the other side of the track. And with that inside line down towards turn 1. And he makes it stick, goes into second place. And John Langan just behind them while that was going on has moved his way into 4th place ahead of Matt Cook. Tim Ellis, the next man behind them, and Danny Henney just 1 second behind them now.
Yeah, he is making incredible progress. You can just see through a couple of corners, he's just taking chunks out of them. In fact, Henney going to the inside of Ellis there, trying to show his nose a little bit, see if he can intimidate them out of the way. I don't think that's going to work on these top guys, though.
Now it'll take a lot more to scare Ellis off the road. So Henney, the back of this 5-car queue now that is kind of lining up for 4th place, and then that gap to the podium is sort of ever increasing, really, about 2.5 seconds. And he thought about a move on Ellis down into turn 10. And as Matt Cook went very deep down into turn 10, ran wide on the exit, and that allows Tim Ellis through. But Henney not able to follow him. And of course, we've got Andy Flagg right up behind them as well. Oh, and Cook very nearly went into the back of Ellis's car, breaking down to the chicane. That does let Henney through. Oh, did he just go round? Did he make contact there with Andy Flagg as he tried to make his way through? Oh, Boomsman's gone round at the very same corner as well. Just as I was looking at Cook rejoining. But for Tim Ellis now, it's going to be 4th place as he's moving his way past John Langan. Langan in that chrome, blue and silver, moving behind the blue and yellow of Tim Ellis.
That was crucial for Ellis
now, and Henney coming through next.
Yeah, it was crucial for Ellis to get that move done before Henney could do, because he's got to try and put the gap between them if he's to stay ahead.
So the gap to the podium for Ellis now is about 4 seconds to Garen Batten. And Batten, I wonder, we've welcomed 3 new names to the podium so far tonight. Could we get a 4th in Garen Batten? Or is Tim Ellis going to be able to close down that gap? Langan getting very out of shape at turn 8, and Henney trying to get through on the inside of turn 9. That's fantastic wheel-to-wheel action through that high-speed right-hander, but still Langan is actually hanging on. I don't know for how much longer as Henney looks to go around the outside of turn 10, and with the momentum on the outside, can he get it done? Leaves in space at turn 11, and Langan's still not through with it, but I think he's gone very wide through 12, and that does allow Henney through, and Flagg almost getting through as well. And look at this, Van Gien and Williams have joined the fight as well. But Henney now you'd expect to just romp clear and try and close down Tim Ellis, who's now 2 seconds up the road. So just that one lap sitting behind Langan has really cost Henney an awful lot of time.
Langan under pressure from Flagg into turn 1. Flagg goes to the inside.
This is 4th, 6th place now. So it's good on the brakes there was John Langan. Not spoken much about him in this championship this season, but certainly catching our eye at the moment. But down towards turn 4, is he going to be any way through? Flagg's got to be careful with Van Gien waiting in the wings, and that was very close down to the apex of turn 4 between Flagg's front wing and the rear tyre on Langan's car. Still they're side by side around turn 5. Is Flagg going to be able to go all the way around the outside? He's squeezed up on the exit curve, but Langan still with the line. Flagg once again trying to brake. Oh, fantastic move around the outside of turn 7. And that's really cost Langan some momentum as Van Gien was really trying to find a way past before they got into turn 9.
Yeah, that was all started when Flagg left his nose just hanging in there and had to force Langan wide. That was quite brave, though. He could have got that very easily taken off and lost a very promising 6th position.
Well, not least because there's that huge yellow sausage curve waiting to catch you on the apex of turn 8 as well. So even if you're just slightly offline, you really got to look out for it, and that can very quickly damage your car. And oh no, Flagg! Oh, he's just saved it, but he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 places doing that. And now Van Geen trying to get past Langen for 6th place. Williams and Power waiting in the wings as well. This could get very messy by the time they get down to turn 1. 3 abreast. Langen on the outside, Williams on the inside, and in the middle, and Van Geen on the inside, and Williams just about comes out on top as Power goes through, and Langen loses 3 spots in 1 corner.
That's fantastic racing there. Williams started that at the back of that pack. That is absolutely brilliant. He's having to go very defensive against Van Geen.
And Van Geen trying to get around the outside of turn 4, and Power very nearly going into the back of Williams' car, and Langen's not through in this, and Power looking towards the inside, probably defensive work there against Langen. Van Geen's still wheel to wheel there with Stephen Williams. He's got the inside line for this turn 7. Can Williams brave it out like Flag did last time around? Careful, watch out for that curb. My goodness, it's so close between this gaggle of cars squabbling around turn 9.
That's given Van Geen the edge. He's got a bit of a gap now. Power coming up behind Williams. He goes to the inside to the hairpin. Can he make it stick? Don't lock a brake.
That's late. And a Flag making a move on Langen behind them as well. Both of them, I think, have made it stick. Well, Power did. Flag did not. He's still in that 10th place spot. Ahead of them, Danny Henney has caught the back of Tim Ellis's car for 4th place. And they're just rounding the final corner now. I wonder if Henney is going to be close enough to mount a challenge into turn 1 on his title rival. And behind them we can see the absolute sea of cars squabbling over 6th place. That's absolutely fantastic. So no challenge from Henney down into turn 1 on that occasion. Behind them, Flag in 9th is side by side once again with Langen. This time he does get the move done.
Henney's gone to the inside of Ellis.
Yep, so side by side for 4th place. And down towards turn 5, it's going to be Henney on the outside. Ellis is going to be tight on the way in. Is Henney going to be able to go the long way round? He's out on that curb. And with the extra momentum he's been able to find, and cuts across the nose of Ellis's car. And that is 4th place for Danny Henney. So this is lap 8 of 11, and we mentioned that 3-second gap that David Hatton had at the front of the field. Dobbelsberger has halved that since we mentioned it. It's 1.2 seconds now, actually, as they were just coming into the final few corners of this lap. Could well be that David's going to come under pressure. He was almost half a second slower than Dobbelsberger on the last lap. We'll see what it is this time around as Hatton comes across the line. And it was only 1/10 on that lap, but the gap's still coming down. It's just about 1.1 seconds-ish with 3 laps to go. One to keep an eye on in the closing stages of this race. Garen Batten still running strong in 3rd place, although I have a feeling that with only 1.9 seconds over Danny Henney, that hope of a maiden podium is going to disappear quite quickly. And that battle for 6th place has certainly calmed down a bit. It's Kyle Power in 6th by 1 second to Stephen Williams, and then another second back to Andy Flagg. John Langen still got his mirrors full of other cars, though, as Lucas Raskovitz, Mark Greenhow, and John Lang now line up to make a move as well. Greenhow actually in 11th place, looking to get up the inside of Raskovitz into turn 4, but to no avail. Running a little bit wide on the exit there as Raskovitz was tight into that turn 5, but no way through. Raskovitz got to be careful, that curve on the inside of turn 8. Now let's look back at this lead battle. That gap is now under 1 second, and there will be 2 laps to go when they cross the line. This could be very nip and tuck between David Hatton and Alexander Dobbelsberger. David has led this race from the start, from reverse grid pole. Dobbelsberger's made his way up from 6th place. Might he lament the fact that it took him a little bit longer than he would have wanted to get through some of the slower cars at the start of this race. It could be very close by the time they get down to the checkered flag.
The other gap that is under a second, in fact under half a second, is Danny Henney in fourth on Garen Batten in third, and Henney has gone wide.
Hasn't lost the place to Tim Ellis, but definitely lost a lot of ground on Garen Batten. Ellis coming at him now with some momentum around turn 3, but I don't think he'll get through. So a little bit of a moment there for Danny Henney, but hasn't lost anything just yet, although he would very much like to be back on the podium for the final race of the night. And it's right there, it's 1 second in front of him. And he's got a lap and a half to gather himself back up.
So I think Henney will feel a little bit aggrieved there down into turn 1, because Batten moved to the inside to defend, and then in the braking zone started to drift back towards the line. Henney had to come off the brakes and actually go wide at turn 1. So I think he's going to feel a little bit aggrieved by that move.
Could well do. He's wasting no time getting onto the back of him again. Just up at the front of the field, it's really ebbing and flowing, 8-9 tenths as Hatton comes around the final corner to start his final lap. Unless Hatton makes a mistake, I think he's got this through, but he's going to have to be inch perfect on this final lap. Otherwise, Dobbelsberger will absolutely take advantage of him. Just behind them, it's seconds out, round 2 between Batten and Henney. And Batten really moving towards that inside line. He wants to keep this podium so badly. It's Henney on the outside once again, but he cannot stop the force that is Danny Henney around the outside, and he is back on the podium from 26th on the grid. Wonder if Tim Ellis might make his way through. It looks a little bit too far back to make a move on him on this final lap. Up at the front of the field, David Hatton is still leading by that rough 9/10 of a second margin. It's going to be very tense inside that car, I would have thought. Especially around corners like this, turn 9, don't get that slowdown penalty by running wide. He's doing an absolutely perfect job of it at the moment. Dobbelsberger's had just a little bit of speed over him, but Hatton had the better grid spot. Dobbelsberger had to try and make his way through some cars, and at the moment it's only a quarter of a second that separates them. But unless we get anything wrong in these final couple of corners, it's going to be David Hatton who claims his first victory of the season, and that does not sound quite right, but believe me, it's true. David Hatton, after 2 podium finishes so far this season, finally gets to the top step with victory in race 3 in Barcelona. Dobbelsberger, he hustled him to the line, but it's second place. And from 26th on the grid, Danny Henney is in 3rd place. Garen Batten was able just to hang on to 4th place at the end there. So a shame for him to miss out on his inaugural podium appearance. But Tim Ellis, championship leader, a decent result there in 5th place. Carl Power in 6th. Stephen Williams 7th, Andy Flagg in 8th, Mark Greenhow 9th, and Lucas Raskowitz. That is your top 10. And that's it for the championship races tonight, Chris.
It is, and I'm hopefully joined by race winner and first time race winner in this championship, David Hatton. David, how did that feel?
Phew, that was quite frantic actually, getting chased down by Alex. I'm a bit worn out after that.
It was a bit close at the end. He was definitely putting a lot of pressure on, but you were inch perfect on those curbs. How difficult is it to be that consistent around here?
It's really difficult under pressure, which is what Alex was managing to put on me. So you just have to try and treat each lap as a qualifying lap, and pretend you're not in a race basically. Sometimes it worked today, but the risk of doing that is obviously you're pushing as hard as you can, so you're quite likely to make a mistake as well.
Fantastic insight. Thank you, David. Great evening and a fantastic end to the racing tonight.